What's up, guys? It's Jughead here, just a down-to-earth guy trying to bring you all some down-to-earth content here again after another long hiatus. I know, I can only imagine the people that are annoyed that they've had to wait this long again, but I'm back again to continue my Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series, or at least this is going to be the first episode I upload being back, and to where I'm going to explain, or try to, of why I had to take another long hiatus again. So to bring everybody up to speed on why after over a month I'm back here uploading again, all I can say is college is one pain in the ass son of a bitch, trying to balance what I want to do as a passion, YouTube, you want to treat YouTube like, if you want, like any passion, you want to treat it like a job, of having the discipline of doing it so much. But then it's like, okay, college is paying a lot of money, so many responsibilities, from just going to lectures, exams, projects, keeping up good grades, finals. I'm a senior, trying to balance all of that shit out. It is just next to impossible to do both without sacrificing the quality of the other. And I didn't want to sacrifice the quality of my university studies, so then it would have been having to sacrifice the quality of my YouTube, which I'd rather not upload anything than upload something that is like rushed or not the type of energy I want to give off, that sort of thing. So I'd rather put out no content than, but in my eyes, is bad content. So for the past month, I've just been swamped with research papers, research assignments, just a whole lot of papers, exams every week. Just after every, when Friday rolls around, the last thing I want to do is just get on my computer, literally just want to sleep. So that was annoying. And then there were also times in that period where I'm like, okay, I'm free, I can start uploading, or I can start recording some more. And then my workstation, I'm a Mac guy. I'm a Mac OS, iOS, Apple, Mac guy. So I have a beast of an iMac here, except my beast of an iMac I can't use it when OBS pushes out an update where it's not compatible with the new macOS software Catalina. For the past month, OBS just crashes immediately upon opening. If anybody of you use OBS or know how it works, if you're trying to add sources or add scenes, and the second you try to add a source such as like a webcam or a camera, just crashes because of the weird thing that Catalina now forces, like certain security protocols for like what certain software can view and gain access of. So even if when I wanted to record, I couldn't do it at all. So I'm running this side-loaded beta OBS that's bypassing all of it, which I just discovered yesterday that they have. So that's why I'm sitting down on a Sunday night, a month later, more than a month later, almost 2 months later, which is sad. Finally gonna try and continue this Hunter x Hunter Let's Watch series, and then also I'm learning my lesson now of when I have free time, just pump out recordings. Don't record one at a time and then record, edit, upload. Like I said last time, I don't know why I do it. I gotta record. Watch just 10 straight episodes of Hunter x Hunter. Watch whatever episodes of some other show I want to react to, and then I just have a giant compilation of them that I can just go into editing an hour out of every day when I can't record, and just pump them out. And I have a back catalog of, oh shit, I can't sit and watch for a half hour or an hour, but I can pump out 20 minutes of editing of a video I can upload later in the week. So that's what I'm trying to do now. That's what I'm doing now. I'm going to be recording this episode, and maybe for the next few episodes, you're just going to be seeing, get used to this outfit, because you're going to see me in this outfit for the next 3 episodes or something. And along with any other TV series that I want to start. Again, it's currently November 17th, the day that I'm watching this. Series that I'm going to be adding to the channel: Rick and Morty and The Mandalorian as of right now, and Watchmen. Those are the 4 I'm going to try and add to the channel. So look out for this outfit. You're going to be seeing me exactly like this, hopefully. And that'll be dispersed. I'll figure out the schedule on that. But this is my Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. we're going to talk about Hunter x Hunter right now. I've already wasted 5 minutes and 35 seconds of your time, according to my OBS recording. That's going to be cut down. So we are in episode 10. We are finally going to finish this mini story arc in Hunter x Hunter that we've had for the past 2 episodes so far, episode 8 and 9, which is our 4 protagonists, Gon, Killua, Kurapika, and Leorio. I'm surprised I even remember their names because of being gone for 2 months. This is why I keep my notebook here, so any episode, everything, I can just remember. It also helps that when you write, you know how when you write stuff down, you remember it better than if you don't? So it's kind of just instilled in my memory automatically. So it's like, I've been gone so long, it was like, how the hell do I even work OBS? How do I even work Premiere and Photoshop and these thumbnails and like recording and like, I don't know. It's like I'm like a complete virgin at this again. I'm still a virgin. Hold up. I'm still a virgin with all this recording and YouTube stuff. Let's not get carried away now. So Hunter x Hunter episode 10. We're going to finish this story arc, and because I can only imagine how annoyed people are of 2 episodes, didn't even finish the story arc yet, and the man's is gone for 2 months waiting for reactions, and it's like, Jesus Christ. So I'll be happy to see in the comments if people are happy to see me back, and then they're going to be like, parentheses, waiting for you to leave again, so not getting my hopes up. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So I got my notebook here. I'm just pumped to get into episode 10, finally complete the story arc, and then pump out more episodes on top of that. Because like I'm only going to be breaking episode 10, and there's how many episodes in the show? I need to get on it. Of like people in the comments before have been saying, I would really hope if you upload like 3 episodes a week, because if you upload 1 episode a week, it's going to take you 2 years to complete this show. And it's like, true. And I've only uploaded 10 episodes in 3 months. So I suck. So yeah, enough talking about that. Got my notebook, got my pen. Let's watch episode 10. So in 3, 2, 1, play. I got it right. Okay. I forgot we have stupid what's his name. God, I forget his name. The annoying guy. Who matters? He sucks anyways. I remember all of this. That's the fake Phantom Troop guy. Yep, never mention the Phantom Troop again. Her ruby eyes. I did forget that she didn't kill him. The Trick to the Trick, episode 10. Oh yeah, let me get my notebook ready, because we're going to be finishing this. What was my prediction last time? That Leorio was going to lose, of course. And that Killua was gonna just be a fucking badass. I fucking hate this guy with his crackers and his stupid parrot hair. Yep. Who's it gonna be? Oh, this is the creepy one. Oh shit, it's because he's not dead. Wait, no it's not. Oh, because he hasn't had the chance to quit and he's not dead, right? Yeah, it's a death match. You either have to quit. Yep, surrenders or dies. He hasn't surrendered and he hasn't died. I didn't realize that. So that means that Leorio has to fight him? Or it's still Kurapika going? Yeah, Leorio, calm down. Finish that piece of trash. Okay. Just push him off. He's lost his will to fight when I punched him. That man's is out. Ooh, called him a loser. You go out and fight him. Things haven't changed in 2 months. So we're gonna waste all these hours, all this time, waiting for him to wake up. What, there's like 60 hours left. Chill. Oh, is Kahlua gonna go in? Fuck this guy up. Ooh, that's why. Wait. I have never considered if murder is frightening or not. Wait. So, has Kurapika killed someone or not? Everybody's pulling out some good points here. Yeah. Team effort here. God, I just want to see Kahlua fuck some people up. Nobody wants to smell your breath. Ooh, yeah, I forgot this is decision by majority rule. What is... Oh, Tonpa. Hate that guy. I love the animations when Leorio gets mad. That's the best animations. I love how Leorio's the most stubborn, tries to be the leader, and like nobody listens to him, and he's the oldest one there. Actually, no, Tonpa's the oldest one there, but fuck him. See, this should be a team effort, as in I'm sitting here and there's only 25 minutes in the episode and we're wasting time just talking about dumb shit. Get going. These are facts. Yeah, yep. I do like how this is like sociological in its like essence of like what they're discussing. It does make you think. Jesus Christ. You would expect it to be easier for 5 strangers who've just met to make decisions by majority rule. While this method appears to revere each individual opinion, in actuality it suppresses the minority. When a person consistently finds himself in the minority, his opinion is always rejected. This is true. See, I don't think about this stuff. What's designed to be a team effort in itself disintegrates the team. Tonpa's an asshole, but he's not dumb. Don't tell me this is going to be a 4-part story arc, like Jesus Christ. Public show of hands is the worst form of majority opinion. And literally governments did it to make huge decisions. The minority can't even protest the decision. Someone feels they have no say, and that their opinions are constantly rejected. The group breaks down. Yeah, it's not Kurapika disintegrating the team, it's gonna be Leorio. Yeah, they don't even have to fight if the whole team just fucking falls apart. Maybe that's her plan. Maybe that's what she's doing. Yes! Yes! Love this guy. Finally, we're gonna get this guy again. Hell yes! Was waiting for this. I'm not an examiner this year. I'm here for revenge. Ever since last year's exam, all I've thought about was killing. Oh, so they know each other. They have a past. Oh, man. Ooh, Hisoka gave him those scars. Jesus. Oh, so he was an exam... Wait. So he was an examiner in the previous years that Hisoka has competed. God, Hisoka's such a badass. Warblades, what? What the hell? Oh my god, oh my god. Ooh. God, I love the animation style in this show. Oh, did he just get hurt? Did he actually get hurt? Ooh. Dude. The animation styles, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you see it in other shows, but just the way of, like, the background, like, it has camera movement. Like a cinematography in a animated show. Dude. Ooh. Okay, of course you have to lick the knife. Ooh, he was preparing for this too? Oh shit. Hisoka is always one step ahead. God. Hisoka is definitely gonna go down as my favorite, one of, like, top favorite characters in any... I'll stick it to animated show. Like, when I go into more anime shows, it's gonna be this guy who, like, everybody else is gonna have to compete with. And I don't know if you would want to categorize that as protagonist, antagonist, like villain, or like bad guy, or like main character, supporting character, because like he's not an antagonist, but he's not a protagonist. But he's not, and he's kind of a supporting character, but... So did he finish? Also, did he kill the guy? Honestly, I was busy talking and looking at the camera, so... we'll probably have to go back on that when I'm finishing up my notes here. See, again, Leorio was bugging out for no reason. You have 60 hours left. What if he's pretending to be asleep? Is he actually dead? Or is he pretending to be asleep? He's pretending to be asleep. It's gonna be a surprise attack. None of them care. Considering the fact that nobody on the other end cares, and that's gonna be a loss on their end, they should care that they want more hours to pass. Ooh, you see the smile peeking through? This is all part of the game. Time. This is where Leorio loses, because the guy's gonna be not dead. I already know it. We each have 50 hours to use. However, we can only wager in multiples of 10. Okay. Why does she have purple eyes? I'm not confused, but I'm not completely following right now. All I know is Leorio's gonna lose, because that guy's not dead. Because we still have to see Kahlua. I already know. I'm not dumb. Leorio's too emotionally compromised right now. 112-year sentence. Trafficking endangered wildlife and violating... Oh. This is what I was kind of worried. Like, you never know. You don't know what they're in jail for. You unknowingly just accepted a gambling bet against a convict criminal who broke gambling laws. You're screwed. Now we know Leorio's losing. Yeah, I would say Kurapika should not be talking right now. Tonpa, stop. See, he's so excited about the entire group losing, he's gonna be shitting his pants when they actually pass and he has to keep going farther than he's ever gone before. Damn it. The guy's gonna jump up. What, is that a conservative bet? That's 1/5 of your time. He's about to jump up. He's about to jump up. Yep, you feel a heartbeat. Well then. No, he doesn't. He'd obviously prefer he's alive, but stay unconscious. He doesn't wake up before the test ends. It shortens their sentences by 72 years. Jesus Christ. I am sort of lost right now. I'm gonna have to, like, decipher this afterwards, and hopefully in my discussion make some sense out of it. And if I'm still lost, just go in the comments and help me out. Even though by the time that happens, I'm gonna be on to the next episode, but then maybe I can kind of gather it in my head. What? Oh, what the hell? Who the hell dropped that? Ooh, I don't even remember who was. But he's not unconscious, so that's a technicality. Oh, there we go. Oh, what the hell's gonna go? Ooh, burn him, burn him, burn him. Oh, oh shit. He's gonna threaten to knock him overboard. Ooh, shit. Leorio's smart. He might just be insane. You're so confident he's... Yeah. He's gonna die, and you haven't won the whole thing yet. You're only up 2. You're not up 3. Oh shit, oh shit. He's gonna wake up. They don't give a fuck about this guy. I bet 40 hours that he isn't unconscious. Yep. You know, that just confirms that they are lying. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What the hell? 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 Damn. What a pussy. I'd stay in prison too with a face and body like that. Jesus. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. I forgot this show just comes at you from all angles. You gotta remember everything. Of course he would know. God. You would never even think of that in the moment. And then he says it and you're like, God damn it, of course. She's a criminal gambler. Tried to outplay him. He's pre-med, outplayed her. God. Is this story arc ever gonna end? Jesus Christ, man. They're down 80 to 20. I'm so confused what this whole hour thing has to do anymore. I'm so confused. I have no idea what's going on now. Okay, back to discussion time. Before I get into discussion, I just want to share that having been gone so long, I kind of forget that just how like almost like therapeutic these discussions are, where it's just like watching the show and then sitting down and just spending like a half hour. I'm talking to myself really, but just literally just thinking out loud, talking. It's kind of like this therapeutic thing. It's kind of like a mini podcast. I've always wanted to start a podcast. Literally, I'm a graphic designer, so literally I've like designed logos, intros, designs for like starting a podcast. I have no idea like the name and everything, no idea when I would do it or what it would be about or anything, but just like this is like my version of like a mini podcast of just, it's not just a reaction channel, it's like a discussion, like cinephile, like movie buff, TV show buff. I'm a huge music person, so could incorporate that, huge in the gaming, so it's just like a mini podcast to me and kind of therapeutic, like a verbal meditation to just sit down and go over my notes and discuss, talking to myself and you people hear it about everything that's just going into my mind of this episode. So, with episode 10, we're still not done with the story arc. There's going to be a 4th episode to complete this mini story arc in the series right now with everything going on in the tower. So, if we're going to go in order of what everything happened, I like to go over a summary and a discussion, kind of interweave a summary and my subjective thoughts and opinions and stuff like that, because it kind of like lets you guys know if I missed anything, how good I comprehend everything, and just like I just like to do it, and then I get into the subjective and like my opinions and like more of a discussion type matter. So first thing I wrote down is just watching the whole episode. It's just one big just mind fuck of just double outthinking people, outsmarting people, mind games. You can't trust no one. And like there's a little bit of knowledge thrown in that just makes you think. Again, that's what I always say I love about Hunter x Hunter, is that when there's action, it's just like the most like pure, like exhilarating action, and it's animation and like keeps you heavily engaged and invested in what's going on. And when there's not, and even when there is action, but especially when there's no action, there's nothing like you can't look at your phone and just like how most shows you can kind of like, okay, I'm gonna look at my phone, scroll through Instagram or Twitter or whatever, or reply to a text while the show's going on, because it's like kind of like a downer, like the roller coaster is going down, you're in a lull. So there's like, I don't care if I miss this, nothing's really important. But in Hunter x Hunter, all the dialogue is equally as important, if not more so. And like the symbolism, the imagery, everything intertwined with that, like you don't want to miss a second of what's happening in the show. So I really like the just like the mind fuck that goes in your head of like you don't know what to think, you don't know what to choose. Like you feel like you're in the majority rule tower trying to figure this out on yourself along with these people, because you don't know what you would think yourself. So I forgot, I had to like jog my memory about what happened in episode 9. Of the fact that Majtani isn't dead, he was knocked out. So, and when the last episode ended, I was like, hell yeah, we're going to be up 2-1 now. The thing is over. And again, it's like one of those things where you need to think more than like you may think that you're thinking enough, but you're really not. As in, I didn't even realize that, oh yeah, it's not over because he knocked out. It's a death match. So he wasn't killed and he couldn't surrender. So the rules of the death match state that it's not over. So Kurapika hasn't won yet, and Mashtani hasn't lost. So that's why I got like super confused at first, and then that's right when I knew it was gonna be like, okay, the story arc is obviously not gonna finish. It does make it more interesting. And I forgot Tonpa's name. I almost forgot about Tonpa. How annoying he is. I hate that guy. And I remembered his name, Tonpa. But for how annoying Tonpa is, he is not dumb. He's actually smart, which it makes him more annoying. At least if you were annoying and stupid, it's kind of like, okay. But when you're annoying and smart, that's when it's just a wombo combo of fuck off. He's very cunning, and he has like just that strategy of letting people fail. And it's not even a strategy of him doing something. He has the strategy of if he just stands off to the side and lets the turmoil ensue on its own, he's accomplishing his same goal. So he's indirectly contributing to the breakup of the group in this episode, because the whole thing is a majority rule, which you'd think promotes the group and promotes teamwork and encourages that, and like is what strengthens the bond with everybody. But again, like I said, when you think you're thinking enough, or when you think you have the right answer, you don't have the right answer. Because Hunter x Hunter likes to spin it against your own convictions. And in what made me realize is that a majority rule is not always the best route to go, because in a majority opinion, there will always be a minority opinion. When that minority continues being the minority over and over again, you develop a hostility and a resentment towards the majority. And that was Leorio. Leorio's in the minority here about what they should do, and everybody's disagreeing with him. And again, Leorio being the more emotionally invested one, the stubborn one, the one who's always going to be emotionally compromised, despite being the oldest, besides Tonpa, that he's clearly upset, and the majority rule is actually going against what you would think it would do. So, like, what is designed to keep the team together is can ironically be what leads to the group's downfall in the future. Let's move to the next page. My bad. I'm always writing hella notes, like 4 pages an episode. So like I said in the beginning, the whole thing is just one big mind maze. You don't know what, God damn it. You don't know what to think. The time is of the essence, so like you feel mentally rushed. Fighting criminals, you can't trust them because they're criminals. Their motives or actions, you have no idea. You can't trust a word they say. You don't know what the right or wrong choice is or what the right or wrong move is. So much going on that, like I said, of how like you feel that you're placed within the show, which I like, because not many shows ever do that, of like even I'm like, man, I'd be taking up a lot of those 72 hours too. All like much of the time, I'm like, come on, you can make this decision. You got like, 72 hours is a long time to make this decision. No problem. You're over exaggerating, or like, oh, this is an easy decision. And then you get into stuff like that and then you're like, oh, I was wrong. This makes a lot of sense. If I was actually you get that if I was in this position, you get a lot of that with this show. And so that's going on. Then we move over to Hisoka. I can't believe I almost forgot about Hisoka, my boy. That's how I know it's been a long hiatus since the previous episode. If I'm forgetting about Hisoka, who I already know, and it's only 10 episodes in, and he's not even been in every episode of, I know how long its hiatus been because I forgot about Hisoka, and he's already gonna be like one of the every other anime character, regardless if you're a protagonist, antagonist, supporting character, main character, that they're gonna have to compete with him because he is just such a badass, so cool, so mysterious, so interesting, so engaging. Like, I just like him so much that it's gonna be like he's just gonna be what like the bar to set of an iconic character. And I'm only 10 episodes in. So we see I was in the previous episode, I was wondering, is everybody else stuck in a group? Is everybody else getting these types of things? Apparently not, because Hisoka just encounters one guy in this cavern type thing named Togari. And I didn't even know if Togari is a prisoner. He was an examiner last year. He says that he was an examiner last year and he encountered Hisoka, but he's not an examiner this year. Was he an examiner? Was he a prisoner, but they let him be an examiner last year? Or is he just an examiner? I'm going to assume he's a prisoner, but he was an examiner last year, not this year. It's just it got me confused in the moment, so that's why I wrote it down. But so I was just wondering how is he competing, or how is he able to? And it's just, you learn more about just how badass Hisoka is because this guy Togari looks like an intimidating guy, and he has these scars across his face, and you're like, ooh, this is one bad mofo. And then you learn that this guy isn't an examiner. He heard that Hisoka was competing again. They were going to come to the tower, which I guess then you learn that they've gone to the tower before if Hisoka has been there before. And that's also assuming that guy is a prisoner. So that we learn that Hisoka is the person who gave Togari those scars, which is just like, the guy is a master bladesman, and you gave him those scars? Like, how the hell did that, like, God, Hisoka's just a badass. And then you get into the fighting, and all of the fighting would be cool on its own, and it may just be me, as in that I've never watched anime before to see this type of animation, but I love this animation style with their fighting and their combat and like the action scenes in general of just like it's like cinegraphic, or whatever that word is. I can't even think right now. As a cinematography style, like it's almost like it's animated, but like in a camera movement type thing. Like it's both unrealistic and hyperbolic in its movement, obviously, because they're moving super fast, doing these impossible moves. But like the camera work is almost realistic, isn't that it follows them from an appropriate angle, from a position, the focus, the depth of field of keeping like Hisoka in focus in the background, so you get that feeling of speed and cunning and movement. It's just so, and like the color and just like the sound effects mixed in. It's just, I love the animation in this. I don't like, and I'm trying to compare it to like, and again, I haven't watched a whole like any anime in my life, so I can't compare it to anything. So maybe it's just like something I'm just not used to, and you see that all about, or if Hunter x Hunter is actually known for its like unique animation style. And I can see that right away. Again, also being a graphic designer, graphic design artist, I draw, paint, like make videos, make designs, do my own animations. That this type, I can see like the influence or like the creativity of it all. So the fighting is just so badass, And another way of Hisoka just being my favorite character is the guy just throws up 2 blades in the air. So you're like, oh, he's gonna dual wield these weapons, and then they're in the air, and he brings out 2 more blades. So he's a quad wielding blade guy, and then he starts throwing that at Hisoka, and Hisoka's doing that. He's like the one, Matrix style, just dodge. He's like Wanted mixed with the one with Neo, just dodging the blades, gets cut on the side, but you assume that like Tagari has to be so skilled that to just only escape with just a scratch, you have to be so good, and just makes Hisoka even more badass. And then he throws the blades at Hisoka, and Hisoka catches them and freaks Tagari out, because even Tagari is like, it took me half a year to learn myself how to catch these blades, and that's literally my main skill, and it took me half a year to perfect that. And you learn that Hisoka like was like almost planning this entire time. Tagari was planning to meet Hisoka and get his revenge, and he was like going to catch Hisoka off guard, but Hisoka is just too smart. He expected this to happen, so he practiced how to catch these blades and be prepared to battle Tagari. And Hisoka is just like, I thought, like, you catch these blades and you fight with these blades. I thought it would be harder than it was, but it turned out to be quite easy. Hisoka is just such a badass. God. I did have to watch back to see how Hisoka beats Tagari. I don't know what I was doing. I think I had to have either been talking to the camera or looking down at my notes or doing something in that I didn't see that Hisoka decapitates him. So that's why I didn't react to it. If during this episode so far, when he decapitates him, that I didn't react at all, that has to be why. Because when I did go back and watch it, because I was like, when I was going over my notes and preparing to record the discussion, I was like, wait, I don't even know how Hisoka got through Tagari. So I had to watch it back, and then I saw that he decapitated him, and I gave one of my usual freaked out reactions of excitement. Too bad you don't get to see that though. I did catch though that we find out that he was the first to finish the entire phase. This is phase 3, right? I don't remember if this is phase 3 or 4. I don't remember. I'd have to go back in my notes. But so you do learn that Hisoka was the first to finish it again, because he's such a badass. He finished it in 6 hours. And so that's over. Glad we got Hisoka. Can never get too much of him. Just waiting for him to get back in with the main group. So then we go back to the mind games going on, because you don't know if Mashtani, and again, I don't know if I'm saying these names right. I'm going to say them how I want to say them. Mashtani, you don't know if he's dead or unconscious, if he's pretending, you don't know what you would do, what you want the group to do. Like, are you being tricked, or are you being outsmarted, or are you being outsmarted by thinking you're being outsmarted? Like, how many steps ahead is the other person, or how many steps ahead are you, or how many steps behind are you? And it's just like, your brain would just explode or turn to mush. So to find all that out, Leorio and whoever that weird hooded purple-eyed girl is, because we don't know her name from at this point and when I'm talking, the girl, you find out like what her thing is. Of like, the first thing was the main death match. Second one was this with Mashtani. The third one is going to be this person's game is betting, which is again more mind fucks. I'm horrible at gambling. I have an addictive personality, so I would just be horrible with this. So then again, I'm just placing myself in the show. I'd be fucked. Leorio makes a bet with the hooded purple-eyed girl using time as the ante, which is so interesting. Of course, we learn from Lippo, I think that's his name, the stupid parrot-haired cracker-eating guy that I don't like, that she's just, of course, she's in jail on a 112-year sentence for criminal gambling. Of course, no wonder why she wants to have betting be her game. So the way during the reaction, I know I said, I was like, I'm kind of confused. Again, I'm gonna have to watch this back to understand what's going on. So from what I understood of They set they set a 50-hour total ante. So 50 hours, they can only bet in hours of 10. So like groups of 10 or multiples of 10. And the first person to reach 0 hours left loses. So again, just off of what I understood, if our group loses, they lose 50 hours of their 72 that they have, but they're at, I forget what they are at when they started this. So you'd only have 20 hours left. If she loses, I think they said 50 more years gets added to their sentences, because our group is playing off hours, their group is playing off hours equates to years off their years to their sentences. So, and again, it makes you think, because again, I know I'm just horrible at gambling in like such a stressful situation like this. Like, would I make the cunning, like the outsmart move where you're like, genius, eureka, of which Leorio does. Leorio is smart, as emotionally compromised as he is, and can get in his own head and stubborn. And you're like, this guy is, what would you call that? Like, this guy's a contingency factor. He is like a huge, what the fuck would you call it? Okay. I just cut there because literally I sat here for 5 minutes trying to think of the word. As much as you think Leorio is a huge liability, he actually comes up with a really smart play here. And he bets 10 hours that Majtani is still alive. Pretty conservative, because it's like, why would you bet so little? You must not be confident with yourself. But it's a win-win situation. Again, I didn't even think of this in the moment, that if he's wrong and Majtani is dead, they lose 10 hours, but it's worth losing that 10 hours, because then that means that Kurapika won the death match and they're up 2-1 now. So you lost 10 hours. So, but why wouldn't you want to lose 10 hours in exchange for a win? Like, okay. The cost benefit on that is quite clear. And if he's right, then they win an extra 10 hours to keep going on through the thing. So I didn't think of that in the moment. And Leorio, they both walk up to Majtani to see what's going on. Leorio feels Majtani's neck for a pulse, and there is one. And again, I should have known. I'm going to get to it in the future, but this part right here, Leorio being the one, not her, Leorio being the one to touch Majtani's neck, a medical move. What is Leorio? What did he go to school for? He's touching the neck and he's examining the body. I should have known. They sneak shit in like that, where if you have to be paying attention and thinking 150%. 100% is not enough, that you would maybe even catch on to like, ooh, this is where the plot is going, or this and that, of like, before I watched this episode, I was like, okay, Leorio's going to lose. This is what's going to happen. And Kulu is going to come in. And then the show completely takes a different direction, because you just don't know what the hell's going to happen. So he checks Majtani's neck for a pulse, and there is one. So he's obviously alive. Leorio wins the bet, so he gets 10 extra hours. Now they go back and forth with the betting until someone loses. Now it is Leorio's turn to choose what to bet on. One of them bets on what to bet on, and the other places the ante, I think. He bets whether Majtani is truly unconscious or just faking. Now that they know he's not dead, now they have to establish, is he actually unconscious or is he pretending to be? So, and now we see Majtani's inner monologue, or whatever that, like, I also like that, how it's like, because it's animation, you're not limited to like what you can actually show and convey live action and with actual people in an actual camera. You can be as creative as you want. So I like when they go into that inner monologue thing, and you see Majtani's inner monologue or whatever, that he is faking, and now he's like, oh shit, what do I do? And I didn't see it. I didn't go back to watch to see if I caught this. Maybe it was off screen, maybe it's implied, I don't know. I didn't see any note, because it shows that Majtani, there was a note right by his head that he could read that says like, pretend to be unconscious. And I didn't see that note, and then he puts it in his mouth to hide it. And that's why his like I guess why his mouth is full. I didn't see that, and that it secretly told him to pretend to be unconscious. I guess I missed it, or it wasn't shown. I didn't go back for it, so I'm sure someone will comment that in the comments or whatever, or tell me what, like, it's not that important because um yeah, it's not like crucially important like how it happened, just the fact that it did happen. So I found out that I was done calling her hooded purple-eyed girl, so I found out her name because I wasn't paying attention the first time. Her name is Leroute, or yeah, Leroute, Leroute. Again, I'm going to pronounce it however the hell I want to pronounce it. Get mad, I don't care. Leroute, she bets 20 hours that Mashtani is unconscious. Obviously, she's going to bet that he's unconscious because that's what the entire ploy in the scheme is. Leroute asks Leo, so she places the ante. So now it's up to them to figure. Now it's Leorio's authority to find out, to answer that ante. So Leroute asks Leorio, okay, so how are you going to prove or find out the truth whether he is faking or not? Which Mashtani, you can see in his inner monologue again, is kind of like freaking out because he's not prepared for that. All he was told is pretend to be unconscious. Nothing after that. No plan after that on what you should do. So Leorio says, again, Leorio's just super smart, which I think I would think of the same thing, but how he, like, Kurapika is the very disciplined one and refused to kill Mashtani. Leorio doesn't give a fuck. Leorio says, hey, I'm going to throw him over this edge of the fighting ring that we're on. I'm just going to throw him over the edge. If Mashtani is really unconscious, he's not awake to know that I just pushed him off. He's just going to fall to his death. Done. And Leroute would win because that means that he was actually unconscious. But if he's not, obviously he's going to try and save himself unless you're that fucking stupid. Leroute was not planning on this, like, which is weird because you would think that she would expect like something like that. Leroute says you can't do. Oh no, never mind. She didn't expect it because it's not what you can do. Leroute says that Leorio can't do that because Mashtani's match versus Kurapika still isn't settled. So you can't. The match was versus Kurapika Mashtani, not Leorio Mashtani. So Leorio can't kill Mashtani according to like the rules and principles they've established. And it's like, okay, who fucking cares? Leorio says, if Mashtani does indeed fall to his death, I don't care that I just killed a person or I'm breaking the rules. We'll just forfeit that fight and you'll get 2 total wins and we'll find out anyways. Which is like, Leorio just doesn't give a shit. And that freaks Mashtani out even more. He's like, especially because Leroute agrees to it and Mashtani is really freaking out now because it's like, okay, what the hell do I do? And my group of people, Leroute, just like completely threw me under the bus, doesn't give a shit if I die or not. So he's freaking out. And now, but because Leorio's kind of like called her bluff in a way, Leroute says she wants to change her original bet that he is unconscious for 20 hours. That was her original bet, to not unconscious for 40 hours. So the bet and the amount changed. Before she said that he is unconscious for 20 hours. But now because she knows that he's not going to possibly just fall to his death, that she wants to win the bet. So she's going to say that he's not unconscious, but for 40 hours. So now she knows she's going to win and she's going to gain those 40 years. She's going to get those 40 years back. And I guess like she'll take that and then try and beat Leorio and just then know that Mashtani is going to take the loss on the other thing. So Leorio says, like I just said, you just gave yourself away. Like just showed your true colors just now. Like I outsmarted you right now, and just lets Mashtani go. And obviously Mashtani instantly stops pretending, and he's like about to fall, and Leorio saves him, and Mashtani like happily accepts a loss. Like, you guys are crazy. Fuck this. I'll take the loss. I don't care. I'm safer in prison anyways. You were about to throw me off this cliff, and you guys were about to let them do it. So Mashtani accept the loss versus Korpika. So our group of protagonists are now up 2-1, but they have just lost those hours. And like I said before, of how, and this is what I was going to get, this is what I said, I'll get to it. Of Leorio reveals he knew all along after looking at Mashtani that he was faking because he studied to be a doctor. The eye movement was an easy sign that he was not unconscious. I should have, that's what I meant by Leorio's the one examining. Doing a clear medical move examination, the ex-medical student, and I didn't even place it together that who would know better if he's unconscious or not than the goddamn guy that went to med school and literally carries a briefcase full of medical supplies. Obviously, God. See, that's again where proven again. Much of this episode was just pure talking and everything, and mind games. But I love that. It makes you think. Just proves again I'm not thinking enough. So, the episode ends with the fact that we may be up 2-1. We have 2 wins now. Our first loss coming from goddamn Tompa. Our win coming from Gon. And our second win of Korpika winning to Mashtani for surrendering. But because the bet changed, Leroute won that bet. She now has 80 hours. So 80 hours, I would assume, taken off their sentence? I don't know. I don't understand. Or no. 80 hours total away from 0. So she's they're pretty much good. Our group had 60, lost 40. So now we only have 20 hours to win the last match. So that's not a lot of time. So that's where I feel like it's going to get down to crunch time, and that's where it's going to be interesting to see what Kahlua can do. Or no, because they're still in the betting thing. You have to win the bet thing first. Wait, let me think about this. So, yeah, they have 20 hours to not only, they have to finish the Leorio versus Leroute match, find out who wins that, in which I'm going to assume that, so that I don't understand. Because if Leorio only has 20 hours, if they lose, then they lose the whole thing. But if they win, so if they lose, then the other group wins. So then it's up 2-2, but there's no time left. That's weird. There's going to be some way where Kahlua still comes into play. It's going to be tied somehow, 2-2, and Kahlua's going to save the day, and maybe be a thing of we see everybody learns about his assassinness and his weird claw hands and the fact that he's not goddamn human, and kind of saves the day for the entire group, and that's where it's his official entrance into the squad, because he's kind of still been a loner for a bit now. Again, that's all subject to could be completely bullshit and completely wrong of what's going to happen in the next episode, because much of what I've predicted in my discussions for future episodes has been wrong. Also, a lot of stuff has been right. I think I'm just going to say that to subtly flex and make myself look good. But yeah, so I'm excited to now move on to episode 4. Hopefully now it's going to be over with this story arc so we can continue moving forward. But I'm happy we've officially knocked out 10 episodes of Hunter x Hunter. It may have taken way much longer than anticipated. Took almost 2 months just to do one episode, and then and I'm just talking about the hiatus right now, it may have also taken quite considerably more time to go from the 2 episodes before that. So I'm just a mess. I have to be so disappointing. I have to be pissing so many people off with just how scuffed this channel is right now. It is disappointing on my end too. I am kind of bummed just to kind of think of the growth I could have been having, because I'm almost at 400 subs right now, which I like to think of myself as a humble guy. 400 subs I've only put out 10 videos so far. It is disappointing to think of the growth that I could have had over that time, to maybe reach like over 1,000 subs, and then 1,000 subs, and then to reach 1,000 subs, and I would have probably reached 4,000 watched hours by then, which qualifies you to start monetizing your channel. And it's not like I'd be throwing in monetization out like a sellout, but kind of like that justification, like that I feel like a legitimization. Like I feel legitimate now that it's like verified, like start being able to monetize the channel, and actually like a passion, but also like, oh, if you can make a few bucks here and there, which again is what I'm trying to do. Like eventually I want to open up Patreon with a Vimeo, so I can upload these completely unedited episodes, so you guys don't have to see me cut away the show and that type of stuff. It's just the complete uncut raw episodes for any show, any movie, anything that I ever do. But the fact that Vimeo is just $200 or even like still not enough gigabytes per month for the content I want to push out is annoying. So I'm just trying to save up for that, and monetization would work. But that's just kind of a rant right now. We finished 10 episodes. We're going to go into episode 11 right now. After I conclude this intro, I'm glad to be back. I know, don't get any of your hopes up. I'm not going to get any of your hopes up and just spew out talking the talk. I have to walk the walk of saying, ooh, prepare for like 3 episodes a week, because I've said that before. And then everybody gets this, of where just like life just comes smacking you in the face out of nowhere, just stuff you can never prepare for. So I can establish a schedule, and then the entire schedule can get fucked up because of just life happens, school happens, work happens, stuff like that. And like, regardless of just how motivated I am, like I want to push out a shit ton of content, but it's just like, okay, this discussion alone is running on 35 minutes, so 35 minutes out of my time again, it's therapeutic, it's like a mini podcast. The 30 minutes to record me reacting and watching each episode, and then like 2 hours of editing time, half hour of uploading, and then hoping that no copyright claims, stuff like that. So like just one episode alone is quite considerable amount of time, when like, okay, that's 4 hours total. In 4 hours I could get so much work done. I have to split that up across days, so stuff like that. So I'm kind of just trying to explain why my schedule is so wonky right now, and why I'm finally learning just record. It's such a large back catalog where it's like all I have to do is sit down, open up my recordings, and just edit them, instead of having to sit down, record, and then I'm tired from recording and sitting, and then I have to edit and then upload. No, let's just do it in blocks. That's what I'm doing. So my discussion was over a while ago. My rant is now over. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining, leaving a like to let me know is awesome. And better yet, if you want to stay in the loop on all of my future uploads, like this Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series, obviously be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop. And of course, I always say it, be sure to keep the conversation going down in the comments section below so I can connect to you guys as my audience. I love doing that. That's the most important thing to me, is building a community. Anything you want to ask, share, or talk about, be sure to leave it down in the comment section below, and I'm going to get back to you. And if you want to catch a more personal side to me, follow me on my social medias like Instagram and Twitter. Having said all that, and with that said, so long, farewell, until next time, this is Jughead. Thank you, and have a good one.